G'day guys, how are you? Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for submitting some questions for me this week. Again, it's very much appreciated. Love having these kind of chats with you, the valued reader and valued lover of Rugby League week. First question this week is from Mitchell Hall. He writes, MG, after seeing the Four Corners report, do you think the NRL is taking concussion seriously? Well, Mitchell, I think we're starting to know a lot more about concussion, and I think over the next year or two we'll start to see the NRL or the Independent Commission start to implement a lot more stringent avenues to an awareness of concussion. I think now that we do know a lot more, I think that it should be compulsory for every player that gets concussed in a game to come straight off, then valued after the game, and then maybe have at least 2 to 3 weeks off. In sports such as boxing and UFC, a concussion is an automatic 6 weeks on the sideline, so why shouldn't the NRL? But I do believe we're heading down that road of taking it a lot more seriously, and it's a good thing. William Monk, he writes this, is Steve Kearney running the wrong game plan for Parramatta? Well, William, it's pretty hard, or it's pretty easy to bag coaches and clubs when they're going pretty ordinarily. I don't think Stephen Kearney's actually running the wrong game plan for the Parramatta Eels, but I think he's got to start stamping his authority a lot more vigorously at the Eels. When I say that, I think that his kind of laconic style is being shown in the same way that the Parramatta Eels are playing. I think, in a word, he's got to get more angry. He's got to get more angry with himself. He's got to get more angry with the players. We might see a little change of fortune, but Stephen Kearney, I don't think he's the sole blame on Parramatta's woes at the minute. Matthew China, he writes, do you really think the game is going soft? Are players not putting in what they used to? No, I don't think the game is going soft. I think some of the rulings, such as the shoulder charge and the overreaction we have when somebody does get shoulder charged, is a soft way to take it. Rugby League, when you play Rugby League, you know what you're in for. You know you're going to get hit hard and you know you're going to tackle hard. That's part of the attraction. That's why people pay money to walk in the gates. I will say this part, when you dance with the devil, a shoulder charge, you've got to be prepared to get burnt, as a lot of players this year have. I love the shoulder charge. I think it's one of the main attractions of Rugby League, but if you come off second best, i.e. you hit somebody in the chin with this, you should be given the appropriate suspension. But the game is not going soft. The gladiators these days are just as hard as they were yesteryear. They're just not allowed to be sometimes, that's all. Our last question today comes from Robbie, the Robster Daily. G'day Robbie. What do you think about the amount of Kiwis being poached to play Origin rather than their beloved country of New Zealand? Well, I've got to say it's a concern. And why wouldn't it be? When David Garnsey, the Players Association boss, wants his players to get $50,000 a game instead of the $20,000 they got, why would you want to play Test match footy when you only get $5,000 or $10,000? It's all about money these days, unfortunately. When I come through the ranks, it went this way. We played City Country around Anzac Day. We then played Origin. The best players from the 3 Origin games, out of the 2 teams, out of New South Wales and Queensland, then made up the Australian team. At the moment, it's all asked about, and we see it's so easy for token New South Welshmen and token Queenslanders to show their allegiance to a state. I think we've got to get our Test match footy in line with Origin payments, and I think we've got to say, okay, whatever state our Origin players get, that's exactly what Test match players should get as well. We've got to start showing more pride back in the thing that sits above your chest when you hear the national anthem. At the moment, we don't have enough, and it's a sad blight on our game, if the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And lastly, I want to send a cheerio to the Mole from Rugby League Week. Go the Hammers, West Ham, up we go, up we go, up we go, up to the EPL, and let's stay there for a while, hey? Mole, over to you, baby. Stop being so rude.